verify?
I'll go have a look. It won't happen from the next meeting. It should not. Right. All right. There's a link to the meeting minutes in the chat. Please to add your names to it. And hey Josh, hey Tanuj. Are you ready with the tutorial?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Before they go ahead, I think Gerald is new here, so you should just like do a quick introduction. So just go ahead with tutorials. Is that fine? You could use audio or the chat, Gerald. Any of them.
I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to say. But yeah, I'm Gerard Mawashe from Zambia. Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh,
Welcome, Gerald.
Hey. Hey Gerald. Where are you joining us from?
Zambia.
Oh, great. Great. All right, welcome. We'll start this in about a minute or two.
As we wait for more people to join, could you also like give me sort of what the meeting is about and how often you have these meetings?
Yeah, sure. Ruth, why don't you go ahead and explain it? I'll be speaking a lot anyway.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so Gerald, this is a newcomers call, sort of like it happens every Thursday weekly. So we try to in this call we try to introduce the organization to you, tackle any issues you might be having, for any question, any
Yeah,
issue.
I'm having issues.
Sure. we'll look at that, sure.
And
So
I
we
need
get
some helping hand from someone.
oh that's that's nice. We will look at it eventually by before the end of the call. Yeah, so we try to sort out any issue. We do a little tutorial, setting up mesh-ry, GKL, and most of the time always the calls are being recorded, so just in case you miss anyone, you'd be able to like go back and look at it. So it's just sort of like an onboarding call for newcomers every week. So that's what happens. So the meeting minutes, I think Shruti sent it, and I'm going to send it again, so you can kindly just add your name. Oh, names are already there. Nice. Okay, so that's just it. So in case you have any questions, Gerald, please feel free to ask. we we would
So
gladly answer
Vijay
them.
was supposed to do some presentation today, right? Vijay
Yeah,
Cheru.
Vijay. Yeah, he said I sent a message to him earlier. He said he's going to do it next week. I don't think he's ready yet. So
So the issue here is Vijay created a big presentation and we're all very excited about it, but he had a work emergency and he sent his regards for today's meeting. He'll be presenting his presentation and his demo on a CTL in the next meeting.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
today we have, yep. Hey Maya, by the way, welcome to the meeting. Hey,
Yeah.
I hope it's not too late for you this time.
Now today's a little better, but I'm once the DST starts here, it will be midnight, but still it's okay. Instead of staying up at 1, even if I finish by 1, I'm happy with that. So that's thank you once again to all of you to making this happen a little early. That's really appreciated.
No issues. No issues. Thank you for attending. All right. Well, it's 7 minutes in. We should start this. All right, welcome everybody. We have a very exciting tutorial on Gatsby today by Josh and Tanuj, who have been actively working on the Layer5 NG project, which runs on Gatsby. Moreover to that, we also have a small discussion on what we are going to do for the exciting new event coming up next month, which is Hacktoberfest. Prateek will be giving a overlay and a small discussion on that. Starting with Prateek, do you want to go ahead, Prateek?
I was just going to ask that, like, how much have we started? Because Hacktoberfest requires us as a Layer 5 community to register beforehand, and it takes us 3 to 5 working days to get the event approved. So I was just thinking that we should start the application process for Hacktoberfest by now. So that was all.
I actually didn't know that you had to register for this.
Yeah. I just did for one of my small community yesterday, so I know the whole process. So if like Lee assigns me to do that stuff, also I'll just register on behalf of Layer 5 as well.
All right. Okay. Apart from the registration process, we still have 6 days, I think, so that should be good enough. Hopefully.
Yes, that's good enough. We can get. Yeah.
Apart from the registration, I think we'll have to create some beginner-specific issues to supply
Yes, we have.
fodder for anybody who comes in.
Yes, we can.
I think Shruti, your voice is perfectly fine, but Pratik's voice is very low for me.
Oh, sorry for speaking low. I generally get the recommendation.
I think you are away from the audio device.
No, I have my speaker near me, microphone near me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can.
Yeah,
I think the connection is a little bad on the side.
That's all. Like, we just need to register and we need to make some issues which are Hacktoberfest related. So that's all about Hacktoberfest, and we need to give a location also. Like when I did yesterday, I had to put a city from my country. So like I would have asked you that where should we put the location on? Which location should we conduct this from?
I think that would be Austin, Texas. I'm not sure. I'll confirm with Lee, but all right, that is something to do. One thing more, Josh, Tanuj, are there any beginner-specific issues that could be probably made on the Layer 5 NG front? I know we already migrated the pages and everything, so that's.
I think we can we still have scope for beginner specific issues,
for that.
like removing a few things from the landing page and like something related. So we could have some issues.
All right. I guess we could probably have a Google Doc and brainstorm there for any small issues that you don't want to fix yourself, or that can be converted possibly into issues, either on the Layer 5 NG front, on the Mesh front, or any of the side project fronts. Also, do Hacktober issues have to be beginner friendly, like completely so?
No, it's not necessary actually. But yeah, people who generally contribute are completely new to open source, so it is recommended that we should have a beginner's first approach when we are assigning something as a Hacktoberfest issue.
I actually remember participating in it last year, and I think the only new challenge for anybody who's new to the entire fest and the entire event is to learn how to operate Git and to how to work with it. A lot of them are quite invested into what they're doing and quite good with what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's create a Google Doc and just brainstorm there and go forward with whatever ideas we come up with then. Also, for the Hacktoberfest registration, Prateek, are you doing that, or do you just came up with the idea and want somebody else to do it?
I am open to doing it. I just did yesterday for one of my clubs, so I can do it if required.
All
I
right.
haven't been
Um,
asked.
sure. I think you can go ahead and do it. If you want any details or confused about any part of the form, like the location or something of that sort, please do contact me. I'll
Yeah,
help you out.
yeah, sure.
All right. Um, well, I don't think we have any other newcomers in the call today. If not, I think we can go ahead with the tutorial. Josh, Tanuj, please take the stage.
Sure.
Yeah, like I'll just start with an intro what layer 5 ng is about.
Sure. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll just share my screen.
Go ahead.
Oh, is my screen visible?
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, so like beginning with what does layer 5 ng mean? So currently what
For
we have.
momentarily, your voice was better, Jash. Now it's again low.
Hello, is it clear now?
Yep, it is. I think you'll just have to speak into the mic a bit more.
Yeah, okay. So currently this is the layer 5 website that you can see in your that you can visit by just layer5.io. And what we are building is we are building a new next generation website that would be like faster and like a more user friendly, we can say, as compared to this current website. And the new website is based on the React framework, that's Gatsby, and it will also include some features from Strapi for content management. So like this is the current progress in the layer 5 ng website that you can see on my screen. And for the code base, is my screen visible?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so like we don't have a separate repo for the layer 5 ng code. What we do have exactly is the layer5.io, the current website code. You can find it in layer 5 in the master branch, while for the next generation websites code you will have to go to the layer 5 ng branch that you can see here. And that would be like a totally different code base that is currently catering to the layer 5 ng website. And moving further to like how you will be building, and what all things you could like help in out, or what how you will be like how you can start up with this thing. I think Tanuj will take there from forward.
Sure. I'll just present my screen. Uh, is my screen visible?
Yes, Tanuj is
Yep.
visible.
Go ahead.
What Pratik, what Jash is basically telling us here, Jash?
Yeah, so do you have a question, Amaya?
Yeah. So my question is, what you are trying to like
Yeah,
say
so
here.
like I was just trying to give an intro of what layer 5 ng what layer 5 ng means. Like layer 5 ng is the next generation website for a layer 5, and like it's currently under construction. So like if anyone wants to help or make some contributions, or learn React or Gatsby or anything related to that, then yeah, like they could reach out to us, and like we can have some
To reach
contributions
out
in
to
that.
you, Jash?
Yeah, so like you can reach out to me or Tanuj. We both are like working on it since around 1.5 months. So yeah, you can like reach out to any of us.
Sure, I'll reach you both of you. Tanuj Agarwal, who is on this call, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
So, uh, coming to how you can build the site, you can find the contributing instructions in the
Your voice is
layer.
very low, man, Tanuj.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's much
Yep,
better
it
now.
definitely is better. Go ahead.
So you can find the instructions in the contributing.md file in the layer 5 ng branch. So I'll just show you through and walk through. I'll give you a walkthrough. So what you can do is currently pull the branch, uh, clone the repo and check out the layer 5 ng branch.
Which report to clone here, Tanuj Agarwal?
The layer 5 repo.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Okay, fine. I
The
understand.
after cloning the layer 5 repo, you can, when you switch over to the layer 5 ng branch, you will see a
Mm-hmm.
completely different website. So before it was all Jekyll based, now it is completely React based and running on top of Gatsby. So uh, now after that, to install the dependencies, all the instructions are mentioned in the contributing.md file. So we have created a simple make file which makes it easier to run the commands, I would say. So after cloning the repo, the first thing you would do is install the you need to before you install the dependencies, you need three things installed: Node.js, npm, and the Gatsby CLI. All things are uh, pretty simple to install. You just need to do a Google search to install them. After installing all three of them, uh, you install we will install the
Your voice is very low, man.
speak on into the mic. Is this better?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. After this, the first thing you do is install the dependencies by running make system libs, make setup libs. After that, after doing so, for me it will uh, finish quickly, I think, because I have all the dependencies installed. Just closing it so it doesn't take time. Now after that, what you can do is directly run make site command. If you do the make site command, uh, the local build of the repo will launch in the localhost 8000 branch.
So what was the first command you executed, Tanuj?
Make setup libs. I'll retype
Make
it.
setup.
Yeah, it is mentioned in the contributing.md doc.
Okay, fine. Yep.
You'll find all the commands in the contributing guide. Am I?
Okay.
Show how it looks on the after in the local. So you go to the local of 8000 port. So you'll find all the local. You'll be running the site on in the local. Uh, Currently, all the contents in the home page are just filler contents. We need to update those. After that, I'll move on to how you can create a page in Gatsby. So Gatsby makes it's pretty easier to create a new page. So you can just go to the pages folder and create a new file. Let's say I'm creating a file called new uh, new page.js. and then there are many we have the the components of it is completely React based, so everything is modularized. So there are many pre-made components. If you look at any of the current pages, let's say I'm looking at the news page, uh, you can ignore this for now. This is just a GraphQL query. We'll come back to that later. Uh, you can see that there is a uh, you're using many components which are pre-made. Uh, so like I'll just copy this from now and suppose I paste it here. And if I suppose I change this and write hello world, if I do so, now I'll go back to my Chrome. In doing so,
So just
then
a quick question there. The particular code which you added there, is that
yeah,
a JavaScript code or that's a React code? Look, my apologies if I'm asking the stupid question because I'm not
yeah,
from web development background.
yeah. So let me just go back to that. So what React does is they follow a syntax of their own. They call it JSX. Basically, it's a combination of JavaScript and HTML. So this looks like an HTML code, but actually it's written inside JavaScript. So React parses it in its own and creates a single page application. Does this make sense?
So yeah, I'm able to hear you. I think there's genuine some problem with your audio, but anyway, we'll still carry on. What you're saying is that it looks like HTML, but it's not actually HTML. It's a JavaScript, and that is because of the virtue of React framework. Is that, am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine.
So now, if you remember, I created a page called new page. If I go to that URL, what I can see is uh, this footer is added because I imported the footer component, and this hello world is present because I just wrote hello world to just show it. So creating a page is pretty easy in Gatsby. You just need to create a page inside the pages directory, and you can write any JSX there, and it will create the page for you. Now there are some things like blog posts and news articles that we post, which are available inside the collection directory. You can now suppose, let me share it. This is the layer 5 ng site design spec. You can find it in the website's channel. It is, I think, pinned there. You can check it out. uh, so there are some things like blog post in layer that we are main things that the blog post we have migrated most of them. So this is the after migrating all the blog posts. So uh, like, creating a blog post is much simpler. You can what you can do is just go to the collection folder. Inside the blog post, you'll find all the blogs listed, and there is a sample block. What you can do is create a copy of this and make a file with the format dates slash the title of the blog. It doesn't have to be this, but we are just basically keeping it for consistency. Nothing. If you don't,
Your
if
voice
you
is low,
create,
man. Make sure you're very
it,
close to the loudspeaker.
yeah. Is this better?
Yeah,
Yes, it is,
it's now
Tanuj.
good, but it then drops off.
Yeah, because my mic, I'm holding my mic, so it drops up sometimes.
Yep,
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah. Like if you can create a new blog post. What I was saying was by just creating a new folder, and inside the folder you can create a file called index.mdx. And what mdx is basically like the md files that are present for the readme that are the readme files present in the GitHub repos. It is almost the same thing. Plus, you can also write the code. You can also write JSX inside it. So it is a combination of React, React plus MD. So if I check out one of the blog posts, these are the predefined things. Uh, we call this is called the front matter, and like this is the title of the blog, the subtitle, date, author, etc. These you need to fill these in all of the blog posts that you want to create. If something doesn't fit, you can just remove it and it will not make a difference. Now inside, one thing that you should do always is uh, import this blog repo component. This is the component which you need to import. It contains the styles that we have defined for each blogs. So like if I go to a blog which contains styles, mm, like this, yeah. So like I'm importing lots of images here, and and using it here. So this is basically how you would write a React code just inside an MD format. And you can also write how you would write a MD files. You can also write in normal way. It doesn't have to be HTML. The only You can also find how to write these instructions in the design spec, which I'll show. This design spec, I'll also share the link of this. It is also present in the website's channel. Uh, Now, one thing that anyone would like to is they can help us migrate the news page. So there are lots of news pages which are news articles which are present, and we have currently migrated just one of them. You can use that as a reference, and there is also a sample news article. I'll show that also. Yeah, this is the sample news article. You just create a copy of this, and there are instructions mentioned to how you can use this. You just create a copy of this and write all, and you can just most of the things you can just copy from the existing news articles, and it will automatically create those news articles and list them in the page. You just change the published equals false to true, and it will be listed. uh, uh, that's pretty much it, I think. If anyone has any questions.
Thank you for the tutorial, Tanuj. If anybody has any questions, please do feel free to ask. You have two of the best people working on the project, so now would be the perfect time. All right. Tanuj, could you also explain a bit more about the Layer5 NG project, or what we're
Yeah, sure.
exactly attempting to do?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So if you hop into the Layer5 page, also there this Layer5 and Layer5 NT dot netlify.app. This is just a temporary URL we are using for the site. So what we are trying to do is migrate everything present here into that site. Uh, so it is more easier to work with, and it is more pleasing, I would say. Uh, so we are using Gatsby for this because it is, as they say in their website, 1,000 times faster than any other framework present there. Uh, it is
Tanuj, could
actually
you
very
scroll
fast
down for
because
like 1 second to the
The subscribe
yeah,
box
yeah,
had
the
some error.
subscribe boxes. Yep.
I think the JavaScript didn't load there.
Ah, right.
As, yeah, so yeah, the current progress is that we have migrated all the blogs. The news part, we have configured it, and we just need to add the individual blogs. Then we have also uh, added some migrated some projects. One of them, SMP, we have migrated, and I think there is a PR open for uh, 3 more projects, which I think will be merged in 1 or 2 days. Uh, Apart from that, we have migrated the books page. And I think we have migrated. One more thing we have recently done is migrate the community slash members page.
Spelling is wrong.
Migrated the members page. Sure. Then think if you would like to get more deeply involved, there are many more pages, like the workshop page is left to be done. The about us page is left. Then there is the contact page, I think, and you need to fill the home page. If anyone likes to get more deeply involved with Gatsby and GraphQL in general, uh, this would be a great website, a great project for you to do so.
Nice. All right. This would probably be more appropriate on the website's count, but do we have any small tasks on the project that could be passed on to somebody or that could be turned into issues as we are already on the site?
There are
Yes, Tanuj has opened an issue for the blog. The arrow has to be like moved to the right part of each of every blog, and yeah, so that can be a very good first issue.
apart from that, anyone can take up the news, migrate the news part. I can create an issue for that today, and there are, I think, 9 or 10 news articles. So there are lots of news articles, and that would be a good way to start with this project.
Nice.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
Manish.
Hi.
Maybe I can take up the migration of news. And I just want to ask one thing, that we have an section for adding a blog in that new website. Like if someone new person is writing a blog, he has to go through the, or he can directly write over there, submit from there on the website.
You mean directly go into the website and post a blog there?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we are
No, you
thinking
have
to
to
do
make a
that.
PR
Yeah,
at the
you have
moment.
to
You,
make a PR. We are thinking to
okay.
do that using Strappy in the future after migrating. So in that you can directly use Strappy to write the blogs that we
Like we can have a like form like thing. Your voice is cracking.
Go on.
yeah go on.
Hello.
Hey,
Sorry, my net is not working. I think network is making some problem.
you're audible now. Go ahead. Waiting on you, Manish.
Yeah. Hello.
Go ahead. What were you saying? Hey.
Yeah. Actually, I was not able to hear Tanuj. What he was saying.
The Strappy part. Yeah, what I was saying was that currently you have to make a PR, but in the future we will use a something called Strappy.
I think I'm also saying of that we can do that thing.
Tanuj, could you
But some
explain what Strappy is? This call would probably be
Yeah,
directed to anybody who wants to start out with Gatsby. So this could be a good explanation.
yeah, it is basically a content management system, kind of like WordPress but simpler. Uh, I think the temporary deployment we had is down currently, so I cannot show that. Uh, there must be a demo here somewhere. Let me check. No, what Strappy is, I cannot find a demo here. So what Strappy does, it will give you a kind of like a form, not a form uh, like an MD file. All the things you can do in an MD file, you can write it using Strappy, and it will automatically update the site. Kind of like how you were telling a form, but with much more power. The problem with form would be that you cannot position the images according to your wish, and there are some blogs which contain code snippets, so that those
yeah,
have to be added.
not exactly farm, but make something like that feature, that because of that we don't have to make a PR and merging that thing can be removed from the posting a blog. These steps are
Yeah, I
removed.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we are looking at Strappy to make it easier.
Okay.
All right. Um, is there anything that needs to be explained with respect to the Layer 5 NG project that anybody could possibly need to get started or to work in it on any aspect of it?
Uh,
Looking, yeah.
yeah, there is much The deeper stuff would be specifically Gatsby related, which are the GraphQL queries. I'll show an example. Like this, I'll explain what this GraphQL query does. So, like this example, uh, in this news post, we have a title, subtitle, date, author, blog, and some other things. So what this GraphQL query will does is there is a file called there is a uh, something called all MDX. It will fetch all the MDX files that are present in the news folder and having published equals to true. In that, it will fetch the title of the page, the date, author, the external URL, and the thumbnail of the page. And I'm using that in the news page. So let me show this. So in this news grid, how I'm using this is that after fetching all the data, it is kind of like it is the alternative to JSON. I think it was created by Facebook. I think I don't remember correctly. Uh, the GitHub API is also based on this. Uh, you you fetch all the queries during build time. So what it does, it will fetch everything when the site is building and not when the site actually loads. So it is
Request.
faster in that aspect. So
Yeah.
using the fetching all the information from the front end, I'm using that inside this card component. Like I am using the thumbnail for the image, the title, the author. These are specifically Gatsby related stuff. You need to, if you watch a couple of, read the documentation or watch a couple of tutorials on YouTube, it's pretty simple to get
Yeah,
started with
I
this.
have a yeah, I have understanding of Gatsby and GraphQL. Yeah, I worked on it. Like for querying like newses and blogs, we are using GraphQL for fetching.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is kind of like a one-on-one class. So if anybody wants to ask anything, go right ahead. You won't find a better time.
Nothing much. I was just working on the landscaping page. It is a pretty big one. I need to make the timeline, and I'm not very good with styling and all stuff. Uh, yeah, so that's all. I mean, like I'm almost done. I'll get the PR done in one day. Just got a bit delayed because I had exam in between. Almost done with that. And if I need something help, if I need some help, I'll just ping up Tanuj or who was that? I forgot the other one's name. Sorry.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. I'll just ping them up.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Great. Well, if nobody else has any questions, just let me share my screen. Tarush, could you stop sharing? No. Thank you. All right. If nobody else has any questions, I'd just like to add that, well, whoever wants to work with any particular domain, any particular task, there are a list of questions here. All you need to do is comment to the doc, signaling your interest. If you don't want to do it in this public way, you can ping anybody in Slack, anybody who's in call today. or any of the community managers or anybody working on any of the projects. I'm sure they'll help you out. For any particular projects, well, now would be the best time to speak up if you aren't already working on it. Otherwise, that's it. That's it for today's call. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Thank you, Tanur, Josh, for the
Thanks,
tutorial.
Shruti.
Hey, Ru,
Thanks,
thanks.
everyone.
Dash.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye everyone.